Ooh, overtime again. Oh man, this is getting pretty delicious. First time in NHL history that the first four games of the final four all need overtime, and it was insane. And I saw they tied it up. I go, oh, God, really again? Ooh, we're getting our money's worth with this overtime, which is good because I love a lot of overtime in the playoffs. Playoff overtime's fun, but the last two have been short. Make that the last three. I was about to drink in this overtime, and then a minute and change later, Stevenson put it in, and now Vegas is 2 wins away from returning to the final. Overtimes have been pretty short ever since Carolina and Florida in Game One were working, as the legendary Lionel Richie puts it, all night long. But yeah, Dallas, I think they're in trouble. Though the only consolation they have is they're down 2-0, but those are road games they lost. Carolina lost their games at home. So Carolina's in a little bit of trouble. But yeah, I think Vegas, this is part of the revenge tour here. This is a revenge tour for Vegas Golden Knights. I can't stand that team, but you have to admire how well they're playing angry, because they are angry. Remember, this team missed the playoffs for the first time ever last year. And those entitled fans couldn't believe it, and the team couldn't believe it. Now they won. Now they want blood. They're getting it too. Dallas is the perfect team to get their payback on. Because remember, um, it was the conference finals in that bubble, and Dallas just flattened them, and they pretty much humiliated the Golden Knights and their fans. So yeah, it's but yeah, they're taking care of business. They're getting it done in the extra period, and they're not messing around. They are up 2 games to none. They are 2 wins away from getting that Clarence Campbell Bowl for the second time in franchise history, which is a short franchise history. Remember, this is only year six. And Dallas, they're not playing badly. They're not playing badly, but they need to, as Emerald Lagasse would say, they need to kick it up a notch. They need to kick it up a notch or two. I mean, it needs to be something needs to be remedied. They're gonna go home for the next two, and they need to win those two. They need to win those two. A split won't do it. They need to win those two to make it a series. It'll be 2-2, and that'll turn the conference final into a best of three. 2 out of 3 is always interesting. But yeah, so the Golden Knights, they're operating on all sorts of cylinders right now, and it's frightening. It is frightening. There is a real chance. There's a real chance they could win the whole thing, but time will tell on that. So, like I said, this is a great game, great early game. Like I said, I was thinking, when I went to overtime, I was thinking, if it goes like 3, 4, 5 overtimes, it won't fuck with anything else, because it'll still end. It will still end at a reasonable time. People can go to bed at a reasonable time. But anyway, Vegas. Yeah, but Vegas took care of it quick. 72 seconds, which was what 23 seconds shorter than Game Two in the East. But that's that, and it's time to shift the scenes here in this conference final. So, tomorrow is Game Three in the East. Carolina and Florida. The Panthers are up 2 games to none, heading home again. They did this against Toronto. They're up 2-0 headed home, and they nearly swept the Leafs. They lost Game 4, but they took Game 5 on the road. Um, but yeah, Florida. If Florida wins tomorrow, you may as well just give them the Wales Trophy. Game 4 is just gonna be a formality. But yeah, so that's Game 3 on TNT, 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night. Panthers, Hurricanes, and Sunrise, with the Panthers up 2 games to none. And of course, Game 3 in the West is Tuesday on ESPN, 8 p.m. Eastern. Pretty much all 8 p.m. starts for the most part. Yeah, it is. All 8 p.m. starts the rest of the way. And today's game was on ABC. This may or may not be ABC's last game of the season. Their next telecast is a potential game game 5 in the West Final. But that all depends on Dallas. We'll get that game. Yeah, it's a potential game 5. We will get that game 5 if Dallas wins one of the two games at home. But yeah, so again, game 3 tomorrow night, and game 3 of the East tomorrow night, and game 3 of the West Tuesday night. So that's my recap of tonight's game 2. It was crazy good. It was close, and will we see more? Is this because we're on pace? We're on pace to see every game in this conference finals go to overtime. So it will be interesting if that happens. But I don't think. Well, we'll see. We'll see 3-period hockey eventually. Might be tomorrow. But anyway, so that's a recap of Game 2 of the West. If you like this video, click the like button. Click subscribe if you want more. I'll be back tomorrow with a recap of Game 3 in the East, which could come with 4 to 1 win away from the promised land, the Stanley Cup final. Oh my goodness. So stay tuned.